The world stopped when I saw those fake HOA enforcers crush my pregnant wife's arm. Before they could blink, I emptied my Glock 19. Each shot a roar of defiance against their sham authority. They thought their cheap badges and barked orders would cow us. But they didn't know me, Nathan Hayes, a man who'd never let anyone harm his family. What started as a brutal invasion of our home spiraled into a confrontation that exposed a rotten system, delivering justice in ways no one expected. I pulled my Ford F-150 onto the gravel drive of our modest Cedar Grove home, the engine's hum a familiar comfort. Late afternoon sun glinted off the dusty dashboard, catching the faint scent of strawberry gum, Clara's favorite, a piece still stuck by the vent from our morning errands. I smiled, a fleeting moment of calm. Clara, 8 months pregnant, sat on the porch steps, one hand on her belly, the other holding our German shepherd, Zeus, beside a FedEx box by the door. "Gonna grab a drink," I called, stepping out. "Tell FedEx to stop leaving packages in the sun." Clara laughed, brushing hair from her face. Zeus growled, uneasy. 2 steps toward the house, a voice sliced through the air, sharp, not neighborly. "Who are you?" A battered sedan with a flickering yellow light screeched to a stop, no plates, no markings. My gut twisted. 2 men in fake uniforms, no badges, no patches, leapt out. One gripped a stick wrapped in duct tape, the other sported a Velcro HOA enforcement tag. "Get inside," the skinny one shouted. "Your dog's unleashed, violating noise codes." Clara stood, confused, shielding her belly. Zeus's hackles rose. I stepped between them, voice like iron. "Who the hell are you?" They ignored me. The baton wielder lunged, grabbing Clara's arm. Her scream pierced the air, followed by a sickening crack. Her arm bent unnaturally. She crumpled, one knee hitting the porch, gasping, clutching her side. Zeus roared. Time froze. My heart didn't race, it stopped. Clara's pain, our unborn daughter Sophie trembling inside her, the home we'd built with sweat and overtime, all under attack. These weren't cops, not HOA, just thugs in costumes. My hand moved to my phone, instinct kicking in. I raised it to snap their faces. The baton swung, smacking my wrist. The phone flew into the bushes. "One more move, you're under arrest," the skinny one barked. Section 42C, unauthorized recording of HOA officers. Fake laws, delivered with smug certainty. Clara sobbed silently, cradling her broken arm. Zeus strained against his collar. "You don't touch my wife," I growled. "This is our land. You're nothing here." The taller one grabbed my shirt, hissing, "No fence permit, no mailbox approval, out of compliance." Mailbox approval? My wife's arm was shattered, and they spouted nonsense. This wasn't about rules, it was about power. The HOA's endless letters, grass height, window shades had birthed this monster, a system thriving on fear. These imposters were its claws, and they'd gone too far. Rage gave way to something colder, a resolve to end their charade. The tall one rummaged in their trunk, pulling out zip ties and a cracked toy walkie-talkie. No backup, just arrogance. The skinny one advanced, baton dangling. "On your knees for noncompliance and disrespecting HOA enforcement," he sneered, expecting submission. I raised my hands, not in surrender, but calculation. "You broke her arm," I said, voice low, eyes locked on his. "She's carrying my daughter. You don't even know us." He smirked, amused. That was the moment their cruelty became my clarity. My hand slipped inside my jacket, fingers closing around the Glock 19 I carried for late-night drives, not suburban porches. Today, it was my shield. The pistol slid free, steady, my finger off the trigger. Their eyes widened, doubt flickering. I didn't want blood. I wanted them to feel their powerlessness. In one fluid motion, I shoved Clara behind me, shielding her. The first shot roared skyward, a warning. They flinched. The second hit the skinny one's thigh. He collapsed, baton clattering. The third grazed the tall one's shoulder. He staggered, Velcro badge glinting. They scrambled for their car, screaming no longer enforcers, but prey. Zeus lunged, sinking teeth into the skinny one's leg. Down, Clara! I shouted. My hands didn't shake. Each shot was deliberate, not vengeance, but judgment. The Glock clicked empty. I stepped forward, boots crunching gravel, standing over their writhing forms. My wife's pregnant, I said, voice ice. You'll never hurt anyone like this again. They babbled fake codes into their broken radio, code 89, Delta, assistance. No one was coming. Zeus growled. Sirens wailed in the distance. I lowered the gun, not triumphant, but certain I'd protected my family. Clara lay on the grass, curled around her belly. I'd torn my shirt into a tourniquet, tying it above her broken arm. Her face was pale, but her eyes blazed with defiance. Tell the truth, she whispered. Self-defense. I nodded, draping my jacket over her, shielding her from the sun and chaos. Zeus stood guard as the imposters bled, one still reaching for his useless radio. Police cruisers roared in, real uniforms spilling out, hands on holsters. Drop the weapon. Hands up, they barked. I placed the Glock down, stepping back, palms open. They're not officers, I said, voice steady. No badges, no warrant. They attacked my wife. Look at her arm. A young officer checked Clara, her pain evident. Another cuffed me, procedure, but I didn't resist. She's pregnant, I snapped. They broke her arm. Was I supposed to watch? The officers paused, eyes flicking to Clara's trembling form. A radio crackled. Dispatched to Unit 5. Suspects not HOA affiliated. One's wanted in Lane County. Other tied to extortion in Eugene. The cuffs came off. The officer muttered, Sorry, Mr. Hayes. I knelt by Clara, holding her good hand. I protected us, I said. Her grip tightened. Enough. 3 weeks later, I stood in a courtroom, air thick with polish and tension. I wasn't on trial, the imposters were. Their jumpsuits were a far cry from their fake uniforms. The judge, a woman with a gaze like steel, eyed them with contempt. Their lawyers spun tales of volunteer confusion, but the evidence was damning. Neighbors' ring footage captured Clara's scream, the arm-breaking crack, their fake codes. Medical reports confirmed a fracture and pregnancy stress. Fingerprints tied the baton to one man, already flagged for similar scams. The prosecutor laid it bare: assault, battery, trespassing, impersonating officers. The judge's ruling was swift: guilty on all counts. No gasps, just silence. I held Clara's hand, her cast hidden under a sleeve. Sophie, due soon. Justice wasn't their jail time. It was our safety, a line drawn against fake authority. 2 months later, Sophie Hayes was born on a snowy dawn. The world outside was hushed, blanketed in white. Inside, our fireplace glowed, Zeus snoring nearby. Clara, wrapped in a blanket, laughed with a joy I hadn't heard since that day. I cradled Sophie, her tiny fist curled, face serene. Pride swelled, not for the shots fired, but for refusing fear. I'd stood firm, disciplined, a shield for my family. Leaning close, I whispered to Sophie, Never let a badge tell you who you are. Truth isn't in a uniform, it's in action. The system did its part, sentences, records, but real justice lived in our home. Clara's smile, Sophie's breath, Zeus's wagging tail. The imposters thought fear would win, but I became the line they couldn't cross. Cedar Grove rallied, neighbors sharing stories of similar harassment, leading to a reformed HOA with transparent rules and no tolerance for thuggery. Our home stands as a fortress of love and defiance, proof that one man's resolve can shatter a system built on lies. Sophie will grow up knowing her father fought for her before she was born, and Clara's strength will be her legacy. The imposters rot in cells, their fake badges powerless, while we thrive, unbowed, unbroken, and free.